Hello everyone, Miles Fliggers, and welcome to a brand new series I like to call The Football Corner. This is the series that I'm going to be putting on my channel every Thursday to talk about everything football related. I used to have a football channel, but that channel has changed now to a short film / acting personal channel. Go and subscribe to that if you want to. It's called Billy Gibbs Video Reel. First video of The Football Corner. I thought I would do what every Premier League team, I'll rephrase that, the position in every Premier League team that they need to strengthen in. So that's everyone that's in the Premier League currently, so this season, so not Norwich and Watford who are already up. I mean everyone who was in the Premier League this season. I know West Brom and Sheffield United have both been confirmed to be relegated, but we will be talking about them as well, because they'll need to strengthen, of course, next season. But we're going to go from the position that they are in currently in the table. So from, for example, Man City are in first, so I will cover them first, and Sheffield United are in last. I'll cover them last. That's how I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it alphabetical order. I'm going to do it as the table says it so. City. What position do I think Man City need to strengthen in next season? Well, I think it's pretty easy. I think a lot of people are going to say this. Striker. Man City have done incredibly well this season to be where they are, to do exactly what they're doing, to be in a Champions League final and to be winning the Premier League this season without an actual striker in their team for most of the season. They've been using a false nine system with either Sterling, De Bruyne or Mahrez, who has been involved a lot this season. Actually, he's come back into the fold with Man City recently, and he's been a brilliant player for them this season. But I think Man City could do with a striker. Aguero has announced that he is leaving at the end of the season, which for me isn't at the quality that they need. What Aguero was in his absolute prime. They need someone in that ilk. Now, there's a few players in that position that they could go for. Erling Haaland is a big one for them. A lot of people have linked him with them. The money being the issue with that one though, because of Man City. A lot of the fans and everyone keeps saying that they don't really spend the money, that amount of money, on one particular player. They spend a lot on multiple positions, on multiple players, but not necessarily on one standout player. But I think, because I think they do, I do think they need a striker, because some games need a striker. They've done really well this season, but that doesn't mean next season they're going to go on and do exactly the same. They might fall off like they did last time. I'm not saying they will, but a striker could help that. And I think Erling Haaland is the exact player that they could use. Man City, for me, they need to strike in a striker, and for me, they should get Erling Haaland. Whether they will or not, because there's massive rumours that Jadon Sancho is leaving Dortmund, is another sentence, but that is what I think they should do. Editing Billy here, just thought I would mention what I mean by that. Ignore the hair. Is I don't mean that because Jadon Sancho might leave Dortmund, Man City will go and get him. I'm saying that Dortmund won't want to lose another asset to their strike force like Sancho with Haaland. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying the City are going to go and buy Sancho to sort out their striker problem. I'm saying that Dortmund might not want to sell Haaland if they sell Sancho. Back to the video. Man United is next. I think they should strengthen in two positions. CDM and centre-back. Now, I think Maguire is perfectly fine, but he needs a partner with him. Lindelof, Bailly, Tuanzebe. Have they got anyone else? I don't think they have really, have they? Jones? They aren't good enough to be winning the Premier League. And I think to be at the next level, they are a good team. They are a very good team. They only need these two positions, in my opinion. Centre-back, to be honest, it's a different one. It's a difficult one for me, who I think they should go for. Because centre-back is a weird position this season, because there aren't that many about that are ready and raring to go to win a Premier League title or even a Champions League. But I think United could go for Varane. Now, Varane has been linked away with Madrid for like the past 3 years, I'm sure. But I think Varane is a good defender and will help Man United in that way. So I think Man United should get more Varane. But for the CDM position, CDM is a difficult one. They need to get a proper CDM in. And there aren't that many about either, in terms of actual proper quality. The ones that are already very much in their teams. For example, Fabinho for Liverpool, who I support, is a classic proper CDM. He's so good at that position. Kante for Chelsea is so good in that position, but he is so in Chelsea. He's not going to go to another Premier League club. The same with Fabinho. Partey is also a very good CDM for Arsenal, but he's not been flourishing, and I don't think he'll go straight away either. And they should strengthen him. A CDM, because Fred is not good enough, and McTominay is fine, but you need a proper CDM that can link with defence and make proper good tackles. And I don't think they have that right now. On Chelsea. Now this is a difficult one because they already have a very, very good squad. Their defence is fine. Their midfield is very good. Their attack is decent as well. The likes of Ziyech, Pulisic, Havertz is not bad. He's actually got better throughout the season. Giroud is a backup, but he might be running out of contract, I'm not sure. Werner has not performed this season, but who knows, he might not. Now, Chelsea's a difficult one, but I think there are 2 positions that they could strengthen him. Now, for me, is centre-back and striker. And a lot on Werner, but you aren't guaranteed right now that Werner is going to perform well for Chelsea. He hasn't done that this season. He might not ever do it for Chelsea. You just can't rely on him at the moment. So I think you need to bring in an absolute bang striker that is absolutely ready and raring to go. Centre back for Chelsea as well, because Rudiger has been improved this season under Tuchel. I think Christensen has also been improved under Tuchel because of the free centre back system that they've employed this season. Thiago Silva has already been known as a world-class centre-back, and I do think he is a world-class centre-back. So I think it depends on what Tuchel does, because I think he will stick with his 3 at the back for now, potentially even next season. But I think you'll have Thiago Silva. He is the main centre-back in that defence, and I think you could have Rudiger or Christensen with them, but I think you need another centre-back that isn't Azpilicueta, because I think you need to start using Reece James as right back, and left back obviously Ben Chilwell. I think you need to start doing that, because Azpilicueta will start losing legs. He will start not being able to perform at the highest level anymore, because he is getting that bit older. Where Reece James is starting to come on, and I think he's a very good right back. I think he needs to start being played more. And I think that's what's going to happen next season if they bring in a proper quality centre-back. Those are the positions that I think Chelsea should strengthen in this season. This transfer window. Next team on the agenda is Leicester. Leicester is a difficult one, because I'm not really too sure about their squad. Vardy has not been good for the most part this season. Iniacho has come on. Is it wingers Leicester needs? A right winger, because there's Jose Perez, I don't think he's good enough. I think they could do with a right winger. Left winger's fine because they've got Harvey Barnes. And Dennis Pratt, I think, is a left mid, right? Or is he centre mid? I don't know. But I think they could do with a right mid. Potentially another centre back as well. Potentially, because of Evans. He is getting older. He's getting older and older and closer to that retirement age. They might need a younger, fresher and better centre back. So those are the positions I would think would go with Leicester. So right mid, a right winger and a centre back for Leicester. For West Ham, now this is an interesting one, because based on what the summer holds for them in terms of players going or staying. Now, rumours are that Jesse Lingard is going to sign a proper contract at West Ham instead of a loan deal. He's going to move away from Man United and go to West Ham permanently. But it's round Declan Rice, whether he goes to the teams that he's been linked with. He's been linked with Manchester United and Chelsea. Now, thinking back to the Man United suggestion I said earlier about the CDM, potentially Declan Rice could be that potential position player for that position for Man United. So maybe that might be an outgoing for West Ham. But what does that mean? And does West Ham need a CDM? Not necessarily. They've got Souček, so if they want to just go with a one midfielder, but I don't know. With David Moyes, does he want the two midfielders back and then one progressing? He could still do that if then he decides to get another CDM alongside Souček. He could do that. But with West Ham, it's a difficult one because they've had such a good season. They potentially could get Champions League football this season. I know they lost. By the time I'm recording this, they just lost the Sunday night. But they are still in contention for that Champions League place. What does that mean? Do they need... Or do they need... That's what I'm thinking. Do they need another centre-back? West Ham need another centre-back. Do they need a winger? I'm not sure about West Ham. West Ham is a difficult one. Let me know in the comments down below what you think West Ham should do. But I think it seems that West Ham will lose Declan Rice this summer. If they do, I think they need to replace him. So CDM for West Ham, really. Liverpool, the team that I support, that I will know more about because I watch them more on a weekly basis than I do the other teams. And we've had a shocker of a season this season. Lot of it is down to injuries, but we have had poor players in terms of players not performing that well at all. And Mane has dropped off a cliff. Firmino has done the same. Thiago's not been able to push on as much as he started well. He's become better. So a lot of players we've signed. Jota has also started to look a little bit fatigued recently and not been performing at his best, like he did when he first came in, a bit more like his form at Wolves. So Liverpool is an interesting one now. Rumours are that we are going to sign Konate this summer, and I think we will sign Konate. But I want 2 centre-backs signed this summer for sure, which I think will be Konate and Kabak. We will probably sign on a permanent deal, but I don't really mind who, as long as it's Konate and another centre-back, because as it's shown this season, we've had a lot of injuries at centre-back. Van Dijk, Gomez, Matip, Kabak recently have all become injured at times this season. Phillips also got a little bit injured, but he should be okay now. And we need that cover for if, for example, Van Dijk's injury now becomes a occurring injury. We need someone that can fill in. Obviously, isn't going to be as quality, but needs to be at a good level. And I think Kabak is fine. So is Konate. Gomez as well. Now, I think Konate could challenge Gomez this summer if he signs the next season, and potentially be Van Dijk's partner for next season. Who knows? But centre-back, 2 centre-backs is the priority, and a striker. For me, striker is a priority. Now, I know midfielder is an issue because of Wijnaldum's situation. He potentially might leave. I think he might leave. I think he will leave. It's a difficult one. But I think we do need a striker, because Firmino has failed a lot this season in most of his play. He's not performed well this season at all. Mane hasn't been scoring goals. Salah has been the one that has stepped up to the plate. He may win the Golden Boot this year, which is very good. But we need someone to help him out in that front, because we need someone to be an absolute belter of a striker. That's a difficult one, because we're not going to go out and sign Harry Kane. That is just not the FSG model, and I don't think we would. Haaland is a dream, but again, I think he's going to Man City if he's going to the Prem. So the striker that is the choice, I don't know. We've been linked with Tammy Abraham. I don't know. I probably would take him, if I'm honest. Being honest, I think I would take him. I think he's more of an... If the ball comes to him in the box, in a situation, I would probably put him over Firmino to score it. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure of the particular player that I want, but I definitely want a goal-scoring, 20-goal-a-season striker. Midfield is a difficult one, but potentially want them as well. It's a big summer for us this season, especially for FSG, because they've obviously been a lot of flack to them because of the Super League. If they mess up this summer, it's going to be curtains for them, I think. It'll be interesting to see. But 2 centre-backs and a striker for me. Spurs! One straight away calls out for me a centre-back. They need someone to partner Toby Alderweireld, potentially replace him because he's getting a bit old now. He may be going in the same way that Vertonghen went last season. They need someone that isn't Eric Dyer. They need someone that is at better quality as Sanchez, because Sanchez is dog shit. Sorry, Spurs fans, he's dog shit. So is Dyer, says the name. They need a better centre-back to partner Toby Alderweireld. They need a lot of players, Spurs. They need a centre-back, they need a right-back. They potentially might need a striker. Their wings, I think, are okay. Son potentially will stay. Depends on what happens. He might not, but I think if he stays, that's fine. I do think... Do I think they need a winger? Bale might go to Real Madrid again, and he might stay there. I don't know with him. He might become permanent, but the wages that Bale is on is ridiculous. So I don't know if Spurs will take that. So he might not come back. So maybe they do need a right mid. Maybe they do need a right winger. But they definitely need a centre-back and a right-back. Again, couldn't tell you who they need in the centre-back, who they can afford, who can they get. Same with right-back. Right-back is the most difficult position, I think, in the world right now to get right. Everton. The rivals. I don't know with them. They're a difficult bunch to pick. Everton is a strange one. Everton have performed decently this season. They've been where they always have been, or they should be. They've got a good bunch of players, but maybe I think they need to up the goalkeeper. Pickford is not amazing. Olsen is not great. They need, that's the position they need. A goalkeeper, for sure. Everton need a proper world-class goalkeeper to compete. I think their defence is fine. Yerry Mina is okay. Michael Keane is okay. Digne is a very good left-back. Coleman is getting old. Do they need a right-back? Everton. Do Everton need a right-back? For me, I would go goalkeeper and right-back for Everton that they need to strengthen in this summer. Potentially in the wings as well. Potentially in the wings. Arsenal. Ooh, this is a team that needs a lot of. It needs a lot of players, for sure. I think they need a new goalkeeper. I don't think Leno's good enough. Neither's Ryan and neither's Renarsson. We saw that in the Europa League, didn't we? Renarsson, Jesus. They need a replacement to Xhaka. They need another midfielder. I think they should keep Odegaard. Don't know if that will happen, but I think they should. I think they need to sell Aubameyang. I know it sounds stupid, but the owners of Arsenal won't spend that much. They don't like to spend that much, so they may want to cash in on Aubameyang on a poor season as well. Don't forget that, Arsenal fans, he's not been good this season. You could get him out with a decent amount of money and get a better striker. Well, not. You can get a striker that's good enough. Do you know what? Arsenal need a whole rebuild. They need a whole rebuild. They need a right back. They need wingers. They need midfielders. They need defenders. They need goalkeeper. Basically, they need every position in the team to be strengthened, apart from CDM and Cam. Yeah, Leeds is next. Leeds. Potentially, I think they need wingers. For me, I think Leeds need wingers. That's the positions I would say Leeds would need. Villa need a centre-backs. Villa needs centre-backs because Tyrone Mings is shite. Don't get me started on Tyrone Mings. He shouldn't be in the England lineup. Mings is not good enough for centre-back fans. Villa. Wolves need a lot. They've been pretty woeful this season. They need a right winger because the Diama Traore is not good enough. They need a midfielder to replace Moutinho, who's getting older, and they need probably another centre back who can fit in the fullback in the system if they decide to go four at the back next season as well. They need a centre back that can do both, and I think if they get another one, they've got that with Cody and another centre back. Palace, they need a fucking striker, don't they? They've always needed a fucking striker, and then they've got Batshuayi who's shit, and they've got Benteke who's rubbish. They need that, and they need a centre-back because Sacco is not good enough. They need a few players. They've not been great this season either, but they need a few players. Newcastle. They need a few as well. Midfield for me, for Newcastle, they are shambolic in midfield. They have no creators whatsoever. Willock has been good, but I don't know if he will stay. So he's been good, but he isn't a permanent player. They need a midfielder. They need a centre-back. They need wingers. They need again, like Arsenal, they need a whole bunch of players. Brighton. Do you want to say it after me? 3, 2, 1. Striker. Neil Maupay has not been good enough this season. They need a striker. That was quite an easy one. Southampton. CDM for me. Romeo seems to get injured a lot. He's a good player, but he gets injured a lot. I think we need a proper good CDM to sit in that base and protect the defence. Vestergaard is a good centre-back. Maybe you need another one as well. Oh! Shut up, Billy. You're not talking sense. Goalkeeper. Southampton need a good, proper good goalkeeper. McCarthy's ball distribution isn't great. Forster is a dinosaur. I don't know how he's still playing. How old is Forster? Let me know in the comments down below if I've got that one wrong. But he is getting old. He's been in the Prem for a while at least. So, we move on to Burnley. They need every fucking player that's not their players, pretty much. I think their strike force is alright. Jay Rodriguez, Ashley Barnes, Vidra. Maybe they need midfielders. A proper good, creative midfielder. That's what I'll go. Fulham, they look to be on their way out. Oh, they need a lot. Again, I think they need a rebuild. They actually need a rebuild for me because I think a lot of their players will go. West Brom, again, they need a rebuild because a lot of their players will be picked off like that. But I think they need a midfielder for sure. Sheffield United, for me, they need a striker. They need a goalkeeper that is good and a striker that is good. Ryan Brewster has not been good this season. Neither has McGoldrick or anyone else. Norwood, they haven't been good enough for Sheffield United this season. That's been where they've been the most blunt. Defence, they've not been great either, but I think they're okay. They need a striker and a goalkeeper to be back in the Prem next season. Will they do it? Who knows? That is a very long video, but that is what was happening. It's the start of a brand new series, The Football Corner, where I talk everything football for every Thursday on this channel. The next video you're going to see on this channel is going to be uploaded on this Sunday soon, and I'm going to be talking about everything this channel. I'm going to be playing Euro Truck Simulator, but while I do that, I'm going to be talking about my YouTube channel because there is a lot of changes that is going to happen, a lot of series announcements. Yes, so they are all the positions of all the Premier League teams that are in this season that need to be strengthened. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please smash that like button. Please subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you all until then. Ta-ra, my peeps.